Hey friends, just a heads up. In this show, we touch on mental health and some other heavier topics. Nothing too intense, but we want you to take care of yourself and those who may be listening with you. Also, all opinions are our own and not affiliated with 21 Pilots in any way. Listen with care, and thanks for being here.
Putting on a podcast.
Whoa, hey, hello there. Welcome back to Clique Bait.
Hello.
It seems like it's been a while since we've done this because we had the accelerated recording schedule last week. But
yeah, we did.
Here we are. I sound weird. Do I sound weird to you?
No, just stuffy.
Yeah, I'm just under the weather a little bit because I think I found out from our shows, which we're going to get into, that I'm not built for this at 46 years old.
You know what I mean? How old you are? You're 46. Wow.
Don't act like you. Come on. You know how old I am.
Think about it.
I'm not built for the pit 2 nights in a row. I'm not built for no sleep while we drive from Hartford to Bangor.
Was pretty crazy.
I had some work obligations before that. It was just, So I think this is the aftermath, but man, was it worth it.
That's true. It was.
So I'm sipping on straight lemon tea with honey. So I might, have some slurpage and some throat clearing and some stuffiness because I'm struggling over here.
Yeah.
But anyway, should we get right into it?
Let's do it. Let's move.
One quick note. That was our intro song. I think it's funny how there's people out there that have been interacting with us, and our own kids and us can't sing Drum Show without saying putting on a podcast now. We've started a movement.
We have.
It's kind of cool.
5 people.
Hey, whatever. Well, we'll take them. We'll take over the world 5 people at a time.
5 people at a time. I love it.
Right. There was one of those sips right there.
Yeah, maybe we should have waited till you were done having your tea.
No, it's okay. It's going to make it sound more velvety. You know?
All right.
All right, let's get into it.
Sounds
shall we?
Good. Let's do it.
Want to kick it off with the story of our shows?
Sure.
All right.
You wrote all these, so I thought you were going. But
I did. I know I will. So yes, we had our show days.
We did.
2 of 3, I guess. Yeah.
2 of 3.
The festival doesn't count. So
we have one in 2 more weeks. Our last one.
Just you and me.
Last one.
Oh yeah.
Last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we took off early in the afternoon on a Tuesday, and drove ourselves down to Hartford, Connecticut. And
what was that, 2? And it was 2.5 hours ish. 2 hours?
Yeah, but it felt like it went by fast. Minimal traffic,
yeah.
Getting through the city and whatnot. But we pulled into Hartford, and to our surprise, we're upgraded, if you will, to some pit tickets.
Some pit tickets.
Because
it was
we
amazing.
Talked about being in the lawn. I almost said in the grass.
I mean, technically we would have been in the grass, sure.
We talked about being in the lawn and seeing the Bandito camp, which we did not do because we went straight to the pit.
I'm a little sad about that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it was kind of an opportunity that won't come up again, most likely. But no. I don't know, after seeing it online and stuff, it doesn't seem like it's that big of a thing to miss. There's some broken cool. ukuleles and I wish that a flag,
I wish that we could have signed the flag and taken a picture. Our daughter did go sign the flag in Bangor and did not take a picture because she doesn't have her mother's sense of sentimentality, I guess.
Yeah.
And they were handing out little Join the Bandito movement cards and stuff that I wish we could have had. But I'm not, I would rather have been in the pit. So
yeah, and it was a great experience, but Hartford turned out to be great. And it's always great being in the pit. I mean, if you haven't had that opportunity, you really should get there at some point in your lifetime if you can. I understand the tickets are they expensive? More expensive?
Yeah. Actually, now that I think about that's the reason we were on the lawn, because the pit tickets were too much. It would have been close to $1,000 for all 4 of us to be in the pit for Hartford at the time because we've told the story already, but we were in Pompeii trying to buy these tickets with 0 service. Really kind of freaking out, to be honest.
I realize now that we sound so bougie when we say that. I was telling someone in the fan line, which we'll get to.
We're
we were trying to buy our tickets while we were gallivanting around Pompeii on vacation. It's
Sorry.
I think some of these people are like really struggle to buy a balcony or a lawn ticket. So I'm sorry if it comes across that way. You know,
we're just being honest.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
not trying to be like we were so cool.
I'm sorry if
I
it
only
sounded a
say
little
it
bad.
because it's hilarious that that's what we were doing. We were trying to buy tickets while we're in this like historic site. That's the only reason that I say it. I just think it's funny that like we should have been looking at the museum and all the cool artifacts and we're like, tickets, we need our tickets.
Yeah, and let me tell you,
we're like, you know, we spent tons of money to go on this vacation and we're just like, we need our tickets.
And let me tell you, Mount
I say
Vesuvius definitely wiped out the internet because there was zero service.
Zero
so trying
service
to get
up there.
any kind of service to buy those tickets, it was a challenge. We earned them.
We did.
But it was nice to be upgraded. The pit was incredible.
It was
great
it was
atmosphere
great
there.
to be so small. We're used to the pit in the at the garden, which is enormous, or at both gardens, I guess technically.
Yeah.
But,
Well, they're naturally
very large,
bigger in an arena. I guess the capacity is anywhere from 1,500 to 3,000 people, depending on your venue, I guess. And
right.
this one was very tight and very nice. It was just great.
It was really good. It was very hot, very hot and sweaty and sticky, and people were fainting left and right. That was interesting.
Yeah, what a difference between the following day, which we'll get into in a minute. But we had both sides of the spectrum, which is probably why I'm sick as well.
That's a possibility, plus the minus, with no sleep.
Yeah. I think the highlight of this show was there was no opportunity to have any fan lines. They didn't do any wristbands, which was interesting.
That was interesting.
The venue was a little weird. I mean, I don't want to get into this. Isn't a venue review podcast, but the venue was strange. Like the doors said 6.
Yeah.
And so then they let us into like this, I won't even call it a concourse because it's outdoors, but like this, I felt like I was at a county fair.
Festival. Yeah, it was like a festival area. I don't know.
Yeah, there was
food and
whatnot,
stuff like that to get. And I think that's kind of why they let us in, because they were like, oh, get your food, get your dinner.
Yeah.
But I think we were all too worried about losing our place in line.
Yeah, so
they didn't have wristbands. So it was like,
we go from one gigantic line to another line inside the confines of the gates.
Right.
But then they don't open the doors into the venue part for another hour. So we like waited in this line, then another line.
Yeah.
And then finally got in. And then of course we wait like an hour for the show. It was just weird. It was set up kind of weird. Nothing like I've experienced before. But once the show got started, the highlight was Larry the Fire Marshal.
Larry the Fire Marshal.
Wouldn't you say?
He's famous now.
He sure is.
Yeah. So do you want to tell the story or?
No, go ahead.
So for those of you that have not seen the videos, there's many online. If you just look them up, if you look up Hartford, Breach Hartford, I'm sure you'll find them. Apparently the fire marshals in Connecticut were very strict and were not allowing the boys to do a lot of their pyro. So for example, torchbearer did not get to have his torch. So what was he, just a bearer?
Yeah, just the bearer
just
of bad news.
The bearer of sadness.
Yeah.
So he didn't get to have his torch. The heavy dirty soul car was there, but it was like a little tiny flicker of a flame. Demo was like barely smoldering.
Yeah.
So it just wasn't what Tyler wanted, and he got really upset about it, like really fired up, if you will.
Nice.
Thank you.
Well, listen, you were being nice by saying that. I can't remember what you just said. You said something about how they were, but Tyler said that they were the most entitled, power-hungry fire marshals he's ever encountered on tour.
Yes, he did.
I think he said in the entire world.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, he was not happy, and he asked them if they felt like garbage.
Yeah, he did. It was a great segue into
and then
garbage.
went into garbage. So,
and in the middle of it, that's where
funny.
we're getting Larry. He said, "How do you feel, Larry?" And then went into the, I feel like, it was so good.
It was hilarious. I feel bad for Larry, but Larry, come on, man.
Yeah, I do. But I mean,
they know what they're doing.
I'll get into this a little bit later, but I do love sassy Tyler, and he was very sassy during that moment.
Very sassy.
And then he posted a photo of him sitting there, and the caption said, "Never in my 16 years of touring." A lot of people are taking that to mean they've never had this kind of fire marshal interaction before.
Was it from Hartford, that picture?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because he had that weird half shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
That's something we need to do a deep dive in. What are with all these shirts?
I love that cool shirt. That one was cool.
Yeah, I wonder what
I was not a fan of the first 2 nights of just the big flowy white shirt. It seemed weird.
Yeah.
It seemed like he didn't quite fit it. It was strange.
Yeah, and then the other night at Bristow, he had like a regular button-up like polo shirt on that actually fit. It wasn't huge or anything.
Yeah,
so
it was strange.
Sometimes it's a black shirt with weird buttons, and I don't know what's going on with the shirts.
I feel like that show was like the most intentional looking outfit that I saw for both of them. Like they were not just like, oh, I'm going to wear that.
Yeah.
It seemed like they picked the outfit specifically for the show, which was cool. Anyway, so we had our shows. We were in the pit, like we talked about, people passing out like crazy because it was so packed in there, like sardines. The second that we did the crowd stand for Lane Boy, everybody like pushed everyone forward.
Yeah, it was very
so I mean, it worked out in my favor because I got to be like 2 rows back instead of 5 like we started. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I had this guy with like super curly bushy hair in front of me for like the first 3 numbers, and it was so frustrating. If you go on to our TikTok and our Instagram, you can see my pictures and you can see how they progressively just get better as the show goes on, because I kept weaseling my way in between people that were shorter than me and things like that. So it looks like you have a note about pit sitters. Did you want to talk about that now, or
no? That's for Bangor.
We'll
just a few more closing thoughts on Hartford. First of all, I mentioned last episode that I'm large. We should clarify that you are not. So the bushy,
I am not.
The bushy blonde hairdo, is that what the Beach Boy said?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I won't sing it. Anyway, the big bushy hairdo in front of you is a deal breaker. It's not good because you can't see over it or through it.
And he was wearing a headband to push like it away from his forehead. And I so badly just wanted to pull the headband just a little bit. If he could just push the back down just a tick, it wouldn't have been so bad. But it was bad.
Like he left the house and teased it and then put
Well, and I don't think the humidity
push
helped.
it up like a mushroom. So
I don't think the humidity helped.
It was a crowd blocker, and it's not very fun.
It was not fun, not at all. But yeah, so we went to the show. Was over at 11-ish.
Yeah, we had big plans to fly up to Bangor and get in line, and then there was the traffic. We sat in our parking spot. Not the lot, our spot.
Well, we only sat in our spot for like 15 minutes, but then we kind of finagled and moved. But we were in that lot for 45 minutes to an hour?
An hour and a half.
Was it an hour and a half?
We lost an hour and a half of travel time.
Yes.
Waiting to get out of that venue.
Which was very nerve-wracking because as we were leaving the venue at 30-ish?
Yeah, something like that.
The notices start popping up on my groups that I'm in about the line has already formed for Bangor.
Which was a fan line. We find out later, which we'll talk about.
Right. Well, the venue, yes, we'll talk about that in a second. The venue had told people they were allowed to line up starting at 12:01. I don't know why 01, but they were allowed to line up starting at 12:01 that morning. So at 12:30, I was thinking, oh, maybe there won't be that many people there. Well, apparently the fans took it upon themselves to begin lining up around 8 p.m.
Yeah, like they do.
So anyway, we drove 5 hours?
Yep.
5 hours
five and a half, yeah.
Hartford straight through to Bangor. Non-stop. Didn't even stop for any food whatsoever.
Nope.
And then we literally drove straight there and got in line for Bangor at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, where we proceeded to wait until 8:30. They were a little late. But, getting it, we had a plan for this. We had planned to drive straight through. We had planned to get our wristbands, and then we got a room to go sleep in all day. We had this.
We did. We planned
expertly planned out, and I would say it went to plan.
It did. It went to plan. Well, we had originally been told that they were going to be giving wristbands out at 7, which would have been more helpful because that gave us more time to sleep, less time to be waiting in the freezing cold line. So that would have been nice if they had actually done that. But then I got an email that they were going to start handing wristbands out at 8 a.m. So we were hoping for 8 a.m., but 8 a.m. came and went and no wristbands were being handed out. So we didn't get ours till 9:30?
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Do we want to get into the
let's get into
fan line first situation?
Yeah. First of all, let me just say that BangorMaine, as it shall henceforth be known, is a delightful town. It kind of gets a bad rap in New England because it's way out and about, but it was nice and people were delightful. Mm-hmm. And so I'm a fan of BangorMaine. The venue was incredible. Very nice, I thought.
It was a very nice
venue.
It, very well organized. Clean and
good staff on board. And
once the show started, it was organized.
Well, yeah.
The morning of was not so organized, but that's okay. It was what, 2 people?
Right.
They really didn't plan that out very well.
And, but yeah, let's get into the fan line situation.
All right. So I don't know the whole story. I'm just going off of speculation that one person came and shouted at everybody as they went down the line. Apparently it started around 8 o'clock. There was a fan line that had begun at 12:01. When they were allowed to line up, a group of people came, went straight to the venue and began lining up, at which point the fan line came over and said, "Oh, we've been waiting. You're going to line up behind us because we've been here." And the people were like, rightly so. No. That is not how this works.
Yeah.
I don't know how they figured it out, but they figured out that they were going to basically like merge the lines together. I don't know if they like looked at clocks and figured out when people were where. I don't know.
That never works.
I don't know how they decided to work it out, but they did. They were able to merge the lines. However, I guess there was some sort of fighting. Police were called.
Oh my, that's serious.
The police were like, "You guys figure this out right now or we will get all of you out of here."
Yeah.
So they very quickly banded together and figured it out. By the time we got there, it didn't affect us in any way because they had already been in line. So we wouldn't have gotten like pushed back any further than we, should have or whatever. One thing, and I have to be very careful with how I say this because I do understand that there are people that have disabilities. There are people that need to have ADA seating and all of that. But what I heard was that they reserved the first or a few 20 spaces or something for people with disabilities in the front of the line. I get it. That's awesome. I'm so glad you guys are looking out for them because that's important. We need to watch out for people like that. However, some people came way after others that were already in line and just automatically get a spot in the front. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah,
I totally agree. We need to watch out for them and make sure people aren't cutting in front of them or trampling them because they can't move as fast. Completely get that. 100%. We need to watch out for them. But reserving 20 spaces in the front of the line, I'm not sure was the right move.
Well, and then you just get into, it's a slippery slope because
slope.
Not all disabilities are visible. So who gets that spot? Is it a visible disability versus someone? You know what I mean? Like, right. I'm not even going to mention specifics because I don't want to trigger anyone, but like there's this huge spectrum of what is considered a disability. So how do we even, who's the authority on this?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I don't know. I just don't think some of the things that were part of the line were handled very well.
Yeah.
One, I will say there was a girl, and I want to say her boyfriend from what I could tell, right in front of us, like a couple people ahead of us. And her friends come up, like we had already been in line for probably 15 minutes. And there was other people behind us now. And her friends come up and try to join her in the line. And she's like, no, you can't stand here. You need to go to the back.
I love that.
And I was like, yes. Because she's like, I'm not going to be the one everyone's yelling at because they've been here for hours and our friends just like roll up. And now there's 6 more people ahead of you.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Like that was cool.
That's a good little segue into something I wanted to mention is you really see the true colors of people and the fan base. Like this is a great case study on where we're at as a society. Go to the early morning line for a 21 Pilot show.
Holy moly.
Because there's people that are angry because of how the line worked out. There's people like this that are like, screw you. You're my friend, but you're not standing with me.
Yeah. No, you should have been here on time, man.
Yeah. And then there's people walking around giving you baked goods. Who knows where they came from, but I'm hungry, so I'm going to take it.
We had people trading stuff and giving out.
Yeah. It's just an interesting, really sense of community. So I'd like to think that if the apocalypse happened tomorrow, I want to be around all these people.
Want to be around the clique? There'd
be some bad eggs like we see in The Walking Dead that we'd have to deal with. But most of the people, I think, would band together and figure this thing out. So it's kind of cool. And can you just imagine like sleepy Bangor and the police having to show up. Like, what is going on here with these people?
The people in the business building that was across the street from the line were like taking pictures and looking out the window. Like, what is happening here?
We're like animals in the zoo.
Yeah, we were animals in the zoo. So at this point, we had been up for, I don't know, 27 hours total straight.
Something like that.
But everyone was, for the most part, very polite, very kind, gracious. It was fun talking to Isabel, our daughter, made friends with the people behind us, like immediately, just talking about all kinds of stuff, got to know people that we would have never met before.
Yeah.
So it was a cool experience, and I'm glad we did it, and I'm glad our kids got to do it.
What I love is that there are people, because I've seen their videos, that I know are listeners, and I've seen myself in their video that have no clue who we are.
They have no clue that they met us.
Awesome.
Which is fun.
I'm in their video. You're in their video. They have no idea that we're the masterminds behind this podcast.
That is kind of fun.
But here we were, right in line with all of you people.
Right in line with everybody.
In the middle of it.
Yes, we've highlighted the, some of the bad, but most of it was really good.
No, forget really good. It was incredible.
People were sticking with the rules.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah, so I was actually very pleased. We ended up, what did we end up to? 78 through 81?
Yes.
Was that our numbers?
Yeah.
Something like that. I was terrified that we were going to be close to like not getting it. And there were some people who did not get a wristband.
Yeah.
The pit was much bigger than Hartford in Bangor.
Yeah, they had room for the tree circle, so it was much bigger.
Yeah, they did have room for a circle, which was great because we got to see it on the stage, which I've never seen before. So that was interesting.
Well, you have, but yes. You don't remember. Icy
Did
Tour,
they do an Icy Tour that way? I thought they did platforms.
No, they do, but they did platforms with this too. For the drum part, the final
just
drum
for
part.
The last part. You're right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I'm sorry. You're correct. I thought they were on the stage the whole time. I'm sorry. You're correct on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was cool. But where was I going with that? Oh, so even though we were close to the 300s, we were only, 4 people behind barricade?
Yeah, because the barricade was very wide.
Barricade was very wide, which was really interesting to me. When we walked in, people were like rushing to get to the barricade, even though it was like way off to the side. I'm like, you guys are dumb. Go to the middle. Who cares that you're just a few people back? Like, just because you're holding on to the railing?
It is more comfortable to lean on the railing.
It is much more comfortable to have somebody to lean on. I will say that. But yeah, so we ended up only being about 4 people back. We had a great spot for the show, as our pictures will reflect when I begin to post them. I'm almost done posting our Hartford ones. I'm only doing a few a day because I don't want to overload everybody with our show.
Yeah.
So, but the cool thing about Bangor was that at 6:00 that night, I saw a message that we were picked to do the Clikkie takeover.
Yeah, incredible.
So that was kind of cool. I'm a little bummed because I wish I had a little bit more like time to prepare so that I could take more pictures in the beginning. And if it were like given to me ahead of time, I would have talked to people in the line and taken more pictures and posted all that kind of stuff. So I feel terrible because I didn't really get a chance to post as much as I wanted. And then the service in there was horrible. So I was trying to do like as many quick little videos as I could. They don't have enough followers right now to go live, so I couldn't go live, but I was trying to like update on where the show is, but it would be like 4 numbers before my video would finally post. So it was a little bit frustrating, but I think I did a nice job. My battery was like almost completely dead by the end of the night, but I think I did okay.
You must have done well because some of the heavy hitters out there in the social world were using your photos.
Yeah, I kind of messed up on that a little bit. They were using the Clikkie takeover photos, but it didn't have our handle or anything on it, so it just said Clikkie takeover.
Well, it was us if
which
you
is a bummer.
Were paying attention.
But yes, if you saw any Clikkie takeover photos in Bangor, those were ours.
Yeah.
So, but that was cool. I was really excited to be picked. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the width of the pit in Bangor and how it's more comfortable to lean on the railing.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up something that's a pet peeve.
Sure.
Pit sitters.
Yeah.
That's what I've affectionately called them. Listen, I'm 46. I'm old.
Yeah.
I don't have the best. Wow. Easy.
No, I'm
like,
agreeing with you. Like, I'm old too. Like, we're agreeing with each other.
By the end of this show, my feet and my Doc Martens they're cooking, man. They're feeling some type of way.
Oh yeah.
My knees, my back, everything. I would love to lean or sit, but I also know that I want to be in this spot, and I'm big, so I would probably take a wide berth if I tried to plant myself down. Plus, I can't get back up easily.
Right.
And these people that come in the pit and then sit, they take up all this space.
So much space.
And it's like, it's awkward to try to squeeze in on them because now like my butt or my other parts are in their face area and I'm kicking them or whatever. And it's like, I don't want to tell people they can't sit down, but don't sit down.
Well, and then when they go to stand up, it like shifts the shape that the pit has made around them. And it just makes it, I was in such a good spot before the show started and I was so happy. And I actually like literally planted my feet like almost in a like planting kind of stance so that I wouldn't get moved because I was so happy with the spot I was in. There was 2 very tall guys ahead of us.
Yeah.
But they were off a little bit more to my left. And there was a way where I was able just to see right through their heads. Mm-hmm. So I was like, please don't move because if you move, I'm going to get stuck behind these 2 guys. Well, these people stood up and then I got moved.
Yeah.
And I was stuck behind the guys for a while until you and I switched places.
Yeah. I don't want to sound like too much of a complainer, but like there was someone behind us who was ADA, had a cane, and they stood the whole time.
Yep.
They didn't sit. So like I guess what I'm saying is I'm complaining about being old and my parts hurting, but I know what I'm getting myself into.
Yeah.
I
if you
want
can't
to be in the
stay
pit.
standing, don't be in the pit.
I know it's going to hurt. I know it's going to suck. I don't go there and expect to sit down for the hour until the opener comes on. It's just, I don't know. It was frustrating to me. And I wanted to point that out because I can.
Yeah. Because we can. Because we have a microphone.
2 more things about Maine. And one of them's a very Maine-y thing. The weed. What are we doing with the weed?
Holy moly. It was so bad.
Like I get that. Listen,
it was like constant.
First of all, let me preface this by saying I am not uptight about weed at all. I'm totally fine with it being legal for recreational purposes. I'm totally fine if that's what you want to do. I've tried it myself before. I get it. Okay. But in a public place where maybe people don't want to do it, try to steer clear from it, where there's kids present and everything else. Plus, my biggest pet peeve, and I know you're going to agree with me here, this is not what this band is about.
No.
Go to, I don't know. Go to...
not the Grateful Dead, because they're not there anymore.
Go to Post Malone. I don't know. Go to a show where MGK was smoking a joint when I saw him the whole time on stage while performing. Go to these shows where that's what they do. It's not what the band stands for. I get that it might be legal in Maine and whatever. I mean, heck, the box office at the venue was sponsored by a cannabis shop. So, like, I get it, but it was just frustrating because that's not what I expect or want at a 21 Pilots show, you know?
It was frustrating for me, too, because, like, our son is very sensitive to smells. It was giving him a headache. It was giving me a headache. That's just it's a very strong smell.
Well, when it's right next to you, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like right next to us in the pit, and it was just like so frustrating. So, I don't know, just read the room. Think about your audience. If you're that close to other people, maybe not. Maybe go out to the sides and smoke or something. But yeah. And
just a couple more notes, and then we'll get into your song of the week. That's what we're doing this week, right?
Yes.
Just a couple more notes. In Maine specifically, there were some late arrivals to the pit, just like the line you talked about. Yeah. If you're late, don't come pushing your way through and snaking your way through. Like,
yeah,
I've been standing there on my old knees for like an hour, and you're just going to show up from wherever you came from. I disagree. I say nay.
No.
If I were holding up my Chemical Romance sign, I would say nay.
Yes, agreed.
And then I just wanted to touch on some recent technical difficulties that seem to be plaguing this tour. There's been a few that have made their way through social media. There was some during Connecticut that I think kind of went unnoticed, but I was paying extra attention. I don't know if it's because I'm taller or whatever, but Tyler was talking a lot into the crew mic that nobody else hears. Mm-hmm. And at one time, he even missed a verse of the line that he happened to be performing because he was talking into this, like trying to figure something out.
At our shows?
Yeah. And then at the Bristow show, there was...
I don't remember that at all.
You weren't... I don't think...
I was singing the whole entire thing. So.
Well, that's the thing about their show is it can go unnoticed because the crowd is singing so much that they just kind of carry it.
I guess. It's
but
weird.
He walked away and went over to that mic, and I saw him, like, it's off in the shadows a little bit, but I saw him talking. His back's to the audience. Mm-hmm. So in the Bristow show, which was a couple days ago as you hear this, there was some major issues. to the point where he had to like skip a song, which I would be bummed, man, if that happened to us.
Yeah, especially the song that it was. It's a bummer.
Yeah, and it had to do with the camera not working. You know, spoiler alert, if you've gotten this far, you probably know what's going on with the set lists and whatnot. But he does the contract with that cool camera POV thing. Goes right into raw fear, ends up taking the mask off. Somewhere in that process, the camera just went out.
Yeah.
And then I guess later on, you see him go over again to that mic I'm talking about, and he's very animated. Hands flying. He's just, you can tell he's pissed. And then later on that night, there was some sound issues with the ukulele. There were some lighting issues. And so I just wanted to point out, like, as someone who's a boss, and I see Tyler as like the boss of this whole production. Sorry, Josh, but I'm sure it's a joint venture, but he's the boss. You have to be real careful. Like, you know what I mean? Like he always likes to playfully call out Shap, their lighting designer. And when he lost his credential during Clancy tour, he made him do push-ups and everybody got a good laugh. But to me this time, and I know you disagree, but to me this time, it seemed like he was a little harsh and it might have caught Shap in the feels. And so I don't know, like I want to believe Tyler's a nice guy. I think he is a nice guy. I think this just comes from a place of passion that he just wants to put on the absolute perfect show every time for his fans. And when it doesn't happen, he gets upset, rightfully so.
Yeah, no, I don't agree. Only because I feel like Shap's a grown man. If Tyler's rude and a terrible boss, he can leave. You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah.
No.
You're
I mean,
right.
he
You're
has,
right.
no. I'm not saying like you can leave. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like you have the ability, like if it's that bad to walk away, you don't have to take that from people. And so I think he knows he's just in a,
they're working in a perfectionist environment and they have to know that. So you can't get caught up in your feelings. So I see what you're saying.
I think he just knows in a like professional way. He's also trying to make a little bit light of it by playing around, but also saying like, you need to get it together.
Yeah. Through a public shaming. It is what it is.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think truly he really was just playing around. It might have had a little sharp edge to it because he is also like, hey, we do also have a job to do here.
Yeah.
But I didn't get that from like meanness from him.
Yeah, it's just interesting the ins and outs of what actually happens in the course of this production.
Right.
That there's so many moving parts. It's kind of crazy.
All right, moving on. You have tour lore versus lore. What is that?
I think that we're getting little snippets of lore still. Like, I think it was introduced in Clancy. Well, listen, I can't even say that. Maybe we just weren't paying attention. Maybe there was some lore introduced in the Icy Tour, Takeover Tour. I don't know. Sure. And we don't know what was covered back in the day because we weren't there. But they've always said that their songs are meant to be performed live and whatnot. I thought the live show was just to put their music out there and perform. Because as they've said, a lot of their songs are meant to have the crowd singing and all that stuff. But what we saw with Clancy Tour was the lore kept building toward this climax that we've gotten with Breach as an album. And then we were told it's over with City Walls, but I'm seeing pieces of lore in this show. Are you seeing it?
I don't know if I'm seeing new things per se, but I feel like we're seeing like ends of the story, like tying up loose ends kind of a thing. And I'm also getting the feeling that we're seeing some hints of what's to come. Yeah,
agreed. I think one thing that just really stands out to me quickly is the beginning 3 songs. This mask that Josh is wearing.
Yeah.
That's like a burlap sack with the red eyes. And then after Overcompensate, he kind of falls over almost like the way I picture it's
like a robot that that loses its
and then when the contract starts,
or whatever.
He perks back up again. And then at the end of the contract, Tyler's singing right to him and I'm making the face. You can't see it, everyone, but he's kind of just looking at Torchbearer's looking at him like he's not himself.
Yeah.
It made me feel like almost like, and even with the POV camera and all that's going on, that Clancy is this new person, Nova Bishop, whatever, dressed up as Clancy, and maybe he's seizing Torchbearer in this moment to play for him. I don't know. And then there's the whole part during Chlorine where Tyler like falls over and dies.
Yeah, there's just weird all this too.
There's all these things, the rubbing of the paint on the shirt.
Yeah.
And then the that poor white base is just getting covered in black paint. I feel so bad
They
for the
sure
base.
seem to clean it up though, because it looks perfectly fine the next day.
We need to do an episode just on that paint. Like it sticks to your skin, but doesn't
What kind
stain.
of paint is this? I know it dries as he puts his hands up. Like, what is this?
This is some kind of wizardry.
I will say I was looking because as you are talking about him smearing the paint, we both noticed that for some reason, only in New York, he rubbed it on his neck this time.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to me. So I was watching videos of the last few shows just to make sure that we were correct on that. And last night in Bristow, last night as we record this, he did not rub it on his neck, but he did fling it.
Yeah.
He flung it out into the crowd this time. A lot more animated than maybe he has been doing it. I just haven't noticed it because it's like light. But this time he like literally flung it.
No, I'm with you. I've seen the videos and it looks like he doesn't do it, but there are a few times where it's very visual.
Like he really, like he was like drying his hands off, like flinging it at the people this time.
Yeah.
So that was really interesting to me. I wonder if it's going to change as the times go on, because we've only so far seen New York where he did it on his neck, and now this time where he's flinging it. Like I wonder if it's going to progressively get different as it did in Europe, as we noticed. Like he got more and more like not wanting to take the jacket kind of thing. Yeah. Like I wonder if that's what we're going to start seeing. I don't know. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like something's going on. And then the addition of the FPE events, like I think that the story's over, but it's not. I think they're just, and I'm using quotes.
I think it's over and they finished it with Breach, but I think there's always like little bits and pieces and questions we still have that I think they're trying to give us like small answers to.
Well, here's
just finish it off.
Here's the perfect example. I think it's over when it comes to creating music with it / for it. But I think the story will live on with little nuggets they'll give us. I think Blurryface will make Twitter appearances here and there. Maybe. I think the story will continue to exist, but the music that's behind it is gone.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask you a question real quick and then we can move on.
Sure.
Have you heard of this Blurryface accent that he's done over the years? Is that a thing?
I don't know if we're talking, well, I don't know what you mean by accent, but I do know that there's like Blurryface voice that he has behind certain parts of songs.
Yeah, so there's that, but I've seen people post and talk about that, and this is mainly in earlier shows where he himself, as Tyler Joseph, adopts this accent during a show and just speaks differently.
Weird. I haven't noticed that at all.
I wonder if it's just people
I'll have to see it,
like reaching, or if it's a thing. Because, I mean, he definitely, this one clip I saw on TikTok, he sounds way different than he sounds any other time. And people are theorizing that it's like Blurryface is really taking over like actual Tyler. Like, forget about all the characters. His Blurryface is like almost possessed him in a way. I don't know. It's crazy, but yeah, there's just a lot of little nuggets floating around in this tour that I think have meaning, like the worship poses, the hands up. There's a lot of that going on.
That's, that's something I wanted to touch on with when I said that I think we're seeing a little bit of what's to come here. I feel like that might be an avenue that they're going to start going down is more worship music. I just saw so many examples of, I don't want to say holy, but like the lighting makes it seem as if it's very Savior-like, very like our hands are up. We're commanding the audience to sing along at certain parts with us.
And we've been very clear,
very worshipy
along this journey that we probably see that because of our own
maybe
faith preferences, I guess is the way to put it. I don't know how to say it, our own beliefs. But I think it's, even if you're not into that, it's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
Based on the stereotypical things you see.
All right. I just wanted to point out one last thing here for the people that are still worried, because there are, believe it or not, people still worried that they are going to go on a legitimate hiatus where we will hear absolutely nothing from them.
Or a permanent hiatus.
Or a permanent. There are still people that are worried that they are breaking up after this, that they're going to go their separate ways and do their own thing, especially now that Josh has announced Debbie's pregnancy. They're worried that Josh is going to take a bigger break because he wants to be with the baby and that kind of thing. I think Tyler wearing the Always shirt at the end of the show, think about where he's wearing it. He's wearing it in Trees, which is the one thing, the one constant in every show that never gets taken out. Car Radio was gone. Holding On to You is gone, but Trees is always there. And it's that one thing that we all can count on. And I think he's telling us you can count on us too We're always there.
And it's impeccably clean, pure white.
It's a nice clean shirt, and it's just for the end.
I think he's telling us
just for those songs,
Yeah.
Guns for Hands, Trees, those songs that are like, these are our core.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's Tyler's way, I think, of almost winking at us like, you guys were here. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah. The story's gone. The black paint's gone. I have this clean, fresh slate. But
Yes.
but
we're here, and we're
always
not
here.
giving up,
Yeah.
basically. So I just wanted to point that out.
I love that take.
Yeah. I also want to point out, we're getting even more festival dates like almost every day. They're
Yeah.
doing a tour in Europe, you guys. So all you Europe people that were like, why is it always the States? Well, first of all, they live here. Second of all,
First of all, America.
they had something.
there.
No, they had something up their sleeve. Okay. And they knew it. So you should go hang your head in shame.
Yeah.
You should be sad that you were yelling at them and mad at them for not coming to
And
Europe.
listen, the festival may not be what you're going to get in the Breach tour, but you're still going to get them
You're still going to get
as
them.
a headliner at a festival.
Festivals, especially
2 hours,
headliners,
whatever.
you get 2 hours of a show.
Yeah.
It's an actual show. So you're going to be fine. Everybody's going to be okay.
And I don't know about you, but we just watched the Woodstock 99
Holy
documentary. Festivals look awesome.
No.
I'm kidding.
Actually, I'm not looking forward to the festival now.
Yeah, they do not look,
No, they look
pleasant at
horrible.
all, but hopefully
Anyway.
these ones will be better.
Yeah, hopefully. All right. I want to talk about Grammy submissions. So they originally submitted for the line for Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best Song Written for Visual Media, and Best Music Video. So they were submitted for that. All the fans were up in arms and so upset because why is it just the line? They have so many great songs that just came out. A couple of things I want to point out. One, the Breach songs like Drum Show, for example, are too late to be submitted. There was a deadline that the song had to be out in order for it to be submitted into consideration for the Grammys. So, for example, Taylor Swift's all her stuff has to wait for next year. Okay. So that's why not more of Breach was on there. But I think they heard us because just a couple of days ago, they have now submitted the contract for Best Rock Song and Best Rock Performance. So we've got a few chances here. Unfortunately, we're also up against all the same people we've been up against every single time. So Coldplay's in there. What's it called?
Sabrina Carpenter.
Linkin Park's
Ugh.
in there. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's all the same people.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. If they get it, it would be amazing. I would be so happy. It would be another full circle moment for them. And I think that would be great. So I hope. But
Do you know how the voting works? Is it
yes,
based
I
on-
was just about to
good.
tell you.
All right. Thank you.
I was just about to go into this. So what all of this made me start thinking of was, how does this even work? Like, what does submissions mean? Because it just says for your consideration. Like, whose consideration? Like, what are you talking about? So I actually did a little research and some deep diving here. And basically, this is how it works. Eligible members and recording companies can submit through an online portal. So they have to have like a login and everything in order to be able to go in and submit a song for consideration. Each song that's submitted is thoroughly screened for eligibility and category placement. So for example, we're not going to put the line in best metal, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's going to win because these are terrible bands. No, you can't do that.
Yeah.
It has to be in the correct category. Okay. Then the Recording Academy members participate in 2 rounds of voting. So the first one is to determine the nominees, and then the second round determines the winners. So it's people that are in the Recording Academy and members of the Recording Academy. They have to pay money or whatever, dues to be
They
part
go
of
to
this
meetings.
academy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I also was curious because 21 Pilots is the only Fueled by Ramen artist that has been nominated for consideration for the Grammys, even though they have other artists like, who do they have? I just follow in my head. Fall Out Boy is one of them.
Paramore, Daisy Grenade.
No,
Yeah.
Paramore's not anymore.
Oh, Daisy Grenade.
Yeah. Sleep Token,
Maybe.
I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
But and they have had songs come out. So I'm like curious why they didn't submit anyone else, which is interesting to me. But so record companies have to pay $65 if they register within the early registration window. It's so funny to me to think
Save
about this.
now. Your Grammy
And then if it's
registration.
after, it's $125. And this is per submission, which $65, what? Come on, it's a drop in the bucket for Fueled by Ramen for how much money they're making off of 21 Pilots right now. Members of the Academy can submit for $40 a submission after 5 courtesy entries. So that's interesting. I wonder how much it costs to be a member of this Academy. I didn't look that up, but
what are do you have to like take a test or?
Yeah, I don't know.
Run a mile?
I'm
Like,
sure
what
you
are the-
have to like
what are the
prove your,
rules?
like, I don't think we could go even if it was like $30,000 participate. Like, I don't think we could just pay
Yeah.
and be, we have to be like music.
Well, yeah. If there was a way for the general public to join, the fan base would be all over it to make sure they win every year.
I'm sure. All right. So yeah, that was the Grammy submissions. We will hear on November 7th, all the nominees. So I'm curious. I'm hoping they actually get nominated. I hope people see the absolute genius that is the contract in the line.
Yeah. At this point, I'd be happy to be nominated.
I can't see why they wouldn't for the visual one. It's just so stunning.
Yeah.
The music video is just amazing.
Yeah.
So can't see why they wouldn't at least get nominated for that. Whether they'll win or not, I don't know.
I feel like the contract could be in that category too.
Oh, the contract was amazing. It wasn't nominated for that though. So,
Yeah, it's too bad.
The visual of that is just phenomenal. But the problem is like, I hope that the Academy is not like those morons of that guy that just don't get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think they are because they've won before, but they won for Stressed Out, which was like mega hit. That's why I was asking, like, is it based on streams and sales and all that nonsense? Because if it is, some Sabrina Carpenter song about someone's manhood is going to win.
Well, that's why Beyonce has the most Grammys of everyone out there.
Yeah.
All right. We just got announced today as we record this that they're going to have a KROQ private show on the 22nd of October.
Yeah.
If you are a LA Orange County resident, you can, I guess, enter to win.
Yeah. Easier to, and yeah. Anyone can, but it's more difficult.
No, you have to show that you're a resident. You have to show your ID. You can't just
I
enter.
thought they said there was a link you could do, like if you found an Odyssey station, they call it or whatever. That's Odyssey, like
maybe
audio.
they said that, but there was like a legit like rules to enter, and you had to have an ID shown at the door to be able to pick up your tickets.
Well, hey, based on our ratings and whatnot, the California clique is strong.
Yeah.
SoCal, so it'll be a good show.
I know. I was like, oh, can we like get my aunt and uncle's like ID or something?
Yeah, this one hits close to home
But
as a
we won't be there yet.
as a regular
So I was
KROQ
bummed.
listener back in the day. SoCal natives over here. This was cool. I'm glad to see the support.
Yeah, it was really cool. Did you want to talk about the interview real quick?
Yeah, so they did an interview in conjunction with this announcement. And first of all, to piggyback on the Grammy thing, they acknowledge they want to win awards.
Josh did, yeah.
They like accolades, the question was something about what's harder or something, or what's more important, that kids or
albums. Like what's harder to make, a child or an album or something. Yeah.
And obviously making children's way harder, but no, I'm kidding.
It's much more fun.
It is. It can be. Yeah. But he basically said, like, I don't care who likes my kid. That's up to me and Debbie, but absolutely. I care if the world and the people like my art, and I want to win the trophies and the accolades. Like we want accolades. I don't care if my kid gets your accolades, which I thought was very kind of profound. Like, and I'm glad they acknowledge that, because they come across as not caring, and we care for them, Of course, the interview was hilarious as usual.
As per usual.
They can't answer a question completely, and they have to beat around the bush with all these, the way they answer. But what was not on my bingo card for the day was Tyler talking about his day off experience on tour consists of wiping buttholes. And that's a quote. He said,
to quote,
buttholes,
yes.
which was hilarious. And he's like, Josh is over there jogging or enjoying some ramen. And meanwhile, I'm, making sure the kids, are you sure you don't have to poop, and wiping buttholes. So, leave it to Tyler to really be very descriptive in what's going on his off time. But,
I got to say,
I love it though, because he's everyone's dad. I love it.
Hearing both of them talking about, like, Josh saying he sees parents out there that look miserable, and like, and Tyler talking about wiping butts and how like he travels with his kids, and so he doesn't really get off days and stuff like that. It makes me just relate to them even more.
Yeah, 100%.
Just makes me feel even more like they're my band because
there are people
like I will come out and say like Sabrina Carpenter, I actually really do like her. I like her music. I think she's spunky and she's fun. Lady Gaga, she's my spirit animal. I love her to death, but I can't relate to them. I'm not, this perfect little teeny itty bitty girl who, wears lingerie and
they never show their real selves either.
Voice that's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I just don't, I don't relate to them. I enjoy their music still, but I don't relate to them.
Yeah.
But this is like a whole other level of just enjoying their music, because when I hear what he's singing about, I know that he knows what I'm feeling too. And
I also know that his strive for perfection in the show, like what I talked about earlier, is because of how he feels about us as people, just like we feel about him. His little ticks and tisms that he goes through, like this is a real person in front of our eyes. Yeah. Both of them, and you just don't get that with other artists, No. So I think it's, I love the realism behind it. And I always love these candid moments where they're talking about life. It's special, So
awesome.
I can't wait till Josh has little baby done.
And they seem so happy.
I know.
Did you notice that? The interview,
Yeah.
they didn't look tired really. They just seemed like so upbeat and like positive and smiley and giggly and so talkative and happy. It makes me feel good. I'm happy that they're happy. Yeah,
I think in the lore and stuff, they're telling us the cycle's repeating, but I also think in real life, personally, I think it's been broken a little bit. I think they're in a good spot.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. TOP fans doing amazing things. I want to talk about another podcast, actually.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Whoa, hey now.
Who does that?
I know.
No, we like to pay it forward.
We do. This podcast was brought to my attention because they entered our giveaway. Sorry, you guys didn't win. Sorry, I apologize. They entered our giveaway and they said, oh, we heard you guys and we have a podcast too. And so I started to listen to it and it's great. It's called Mini-Van Mosh Club, which I think is so cool.
Yeah.
Like, what a cool name. Whoever came up with that is great job.
Yeah, I love it.
But they're, it says 30 somethings dads, talking about the music that they grew up with. And I think that's kind of what we're doing here in a way. I mean, not really, because we don't really grow up with it. But,
but we're the older side of the
older
clique,
side,
for sure.
and see music kind of in a different way. So it's cool. I just listened to their Breach album review. Really cool. I like what they had to say. They had some great stuff to say about it. They also ranked their top 5 TOP songs with some pretty solid lists, I would think. One of them, their daughter, had Level of Concern on there. And I'm so happy because I love Level of Concern and it never hits anyone's list. So I was happy about that. But they also do bands like Paramore and Sleep Token and Fall Out Boy. And they also do cool rankings like best guilty pleasure songs or best late night drive songs. So that's kind of fun.
I love that.
Yeah. So if you have a chance, check them out. They're on Spotify. They are also on, I believe it's Instagram, I think, at Mini-Van Mosh Club. So check them out. Really, really good. And
listen, I want you to put this out on social maybe, or maybe don't. I don't know. I wanted your thoughts real quick on, do you think we should get into exploring some other bands and music?
No.
I know we're at okay. Easy enough. Don't put it on social then. Hey, real quick before we move on.
I don't have the bandwidth. Like, it's all 21 Pilots all the time in this head.
I know. I just thought maybe like, I don't want to copy them, but maybe doing the guilty pleasure one time. 5 minutes of it. But we talked about,
like within the TOP catalog?
Yeah, whatever. You're right. You're right. We are a very specific niche podcast. We should probably stick to it.
I'm just kidding. Maybe. I don't know.
Real quick, before we move on the parent thing, I forgot to mention this. I think it was in Hartford, or maybe, I don't know, one of the pits. Somebody said, I always love being next to parents because I know we're going to be taken care of.
And my mama bear came out a couple of times.
What a compliment that was to us for looking out for our fellow clickies around us. And I think it speaks to where the band's at right now. We are in full parent mode while we're out there. We're going to make sure you're safe. We're going to make sure you're having a good time.
Make sure you're drinking water.
Yeah. And so if you happen to figure out who we are and you're next to us in a show, you're in good hands.
You're in good hands.
Yeah.
All right. I also would like to give out a little CC in the Trees update because she made it. She made her goal and she's going to Florida in 5 days as we record this.
This makes me very happy.
So I'm so happy. She did this really sweet little heartfelt thank you. I could tell it's so hard to like thank people for giving you money. Like, it's weird. It feels awkward. And I could see that in her eyes, but you could also see like how sincere she was, that she's just so excited and happy. And so I'm so happy for her. I told her she's got to post absolutely everything.
Yeah. What an experience.
So she made it and I'm so excited
I love
and
it.
I'm so happy for her.
Way to go.
I also wanted to do like a quick little shout out to a couple people who are always in my private messages and I never shout them out.
Sliding into your DMs.
They're sliding into my DMs. Yeah.
Ooh.
So it's called, their names are Don't Care What You Think on TikTok and Blurry Felina on Instagram. And they're always sharing the most amazing theories and things that they catch that like maybe other people didn't necessarily catch. And I'm just like so grateful for them. And I've made notes. So if you haven't heard the things you've shared with me, it's not because I don't care. I don't like believe it or whatever. It's because they're like for other times when I'm going to be covering some of the stuff that you gave to me. But yeah, I've been taking notes and they're perfect stuff for our deep dives that we're going to be doing in the future. But I just want to shout out their kindness. Like that's really cool to just share that with me. And I think that's awesome. And sometimes you just want to talk to somebody. And so, you know, I'm always here if you just want to like, hey, how was your day? You know, so I just,
that's kind of why we started this, and kind of back to what I said about the line in Bangor. This community, this is more than a group, and it's got its issues, whatever, fine. But we're a community. Yeah. We're a community of like-minded people. That's why we started this. We wanted to talk about it. I would be at work all day with all these thoughts like inside about, and no one to talk to.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to talk to each other and reach out to this group, which the interaction's been fantastic. We've said that before. So it's just really incredible. And we hope it keeps going for a long time.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
It's good stuff.
Yep.
Some quick corrections.
Yes.
From last week. I'll go first.
Okay.
It's Anis rhymes with hummus. My bad.
Yes.
Anis Latif, I think I'm saying that right now.
I hope.
Is the recording engineer and drum recording engineer for Breach. And sorry about that.
It's okay. I put it in our post.
But talk about a super nice, approachable guy who's like, to me, he's big time. This is like an industry guy. Like,
right?
I kind of wanted to reach out and be like, will you come on the show? Because it'd be really cool. But he was just chatting with me like we're buds.
Yeah,
so,
that's really cool.
Thanks, man. That made me feel some type of way and made me feel special. I appreciate it.
That's awesome.
So really cool. And I'm glad you listened to the episode, and I'm sorry I butchered your name.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm sure he doesn't mind. I'm sure he gets it all the time.
Probably. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I just need to make a quick correction. I said last week in our lore deep dive that Josh had accepted the award at the VMAs for something, and I wasn't sure what it was. It is the APMAs, so the Associative Press Music Awards or something like that.
Sure.
Whatever. The APMAs is what he accepted, and it was for Best Fan Base.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
We
totally ran away with that one. So, yeah. So I just want to correct. It was not the VMAs. It was the APMAs.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm so ready. Let's do this.
I'm ready for this one too, because this needs to stop.
Okay. What are we ready for?
Our song deep dive. All right. I didn't want to do this yet. I had other songs in my queue ready to go, but I'm doing robot voices because you guys, people are getting it wrong and it's making me angry. Like so angry.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
All right.
Hold on.
All right. I'm holding.
We've said all along that you can interpret things however you want
on
the show.
But they're like insisting and it's driving me nuts.
I know where you're coming from and we are in full agreement on this one, but I just want to make sure we don't lose any listeners here. You can interpret things however you want. But with that said, like T said, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
Respectfully,
you're wrong.
You're wrong.
All right.
So I'm going to do robot voices today because, like I said, I'm tired of people getting it wrong. It's not the Jenna song, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. And hopefully, by the end of this, you'll realize why it's not the Jenna song.
It might have some Jenna undertones, which I hope you'll get into that as to why. But it is not the quintessential one song on the album Jenna song like we know with Smithereens, Tear My Heart,
Formidable. Sure.
Correct.
All right, so I'm going to do this one a little bit different. I'm actually going to cover the original artist and what she has said, then what what I believe Tyler is writing the song about, and then what I believe it means to me, if that makes sense. So I'm kind of going to cover it 3 different ways. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So first, I want to clarify because there is a lot of misinformation going around. I am actually guilty of this. I will say, I said that he sampled it. He did not sample it, which we'll get into in just a moment.
No, ma'am.
So the song is an original 21 Pilots song.
Yes.
So for those of you saying it's a cover, it's not a cover. It is not a cover. It is an original 21 Pilots song. He did write the song. He took pieces of another song, but he wrote the song.
Yes.
Okay. So it is a 21 Pilots song.
And he explained this to us. Like, we know.
Yes.
So why are we questioning what he told us?
I don't know.
Very confused.
But some people are very passionate and adamant, like they don't like it because it is not a 21 Pilots song.
Yeah.
And that's silly.
Yeah.
Absolutely silly. How about Cancer? Cancer is amazing. That's not a 21 Pilots song. It's a cover, but it's still fantastic. You can still love it.
Yeah. The 24 is a
24. Beautiful.
cover.
Gorgeous.
Sampling.
All right.
Sampling is taking bits and pieces of a song and plugging it into your song.
I'm gonna get into that right now. So let me do this. What is a cover? A cover is when an artist uses a song in its entirety. Okay. So they make maybe subtle changes here and there. Maybe they sing it in a different tone or a different key or whatever. But the point is that the song is still recognizable as the song.
Yeah, let me dumb this down for you. Think American Idol or The Voice. Those are covers.
Yes, those are covers.
All covers.
Blurry Face 10th anniversary. Those are covers. Yes, they made changes to some of the lyrics to be girl or boy or whatever.
Right.
But it's still very recognizable as that is the song that they're covering.
Yes.
Okay. Sampling. Sampling is taking a portion of the sound recording of the music, like a drum beat or a chorus or a guitar riff or a vocal snippet. Something like that, and then using it in a new piece.
Think Eminem Stand.
Yes. So sometimes artists are going to loop things. Maybe they'll put a different filter on it.
Right.
But the point is that they're using the original sound recording. So like you just said, hip hop artists do this a lot. Eminem is a big one.
Yes.
Uses it a lot. Okay. Now, I don't know how to say this word properly. I probably should have looked it up. But I'm thinking it's interpolation. Am I saying that correctly? Do you know?
I don't know that word, but based on how it looks, you nailed it. How else would you say that?
That's what he did. This involves using a melody, a chord progression, a phrase, something like that within a new musical piece without using the original audio. It's using the material to create something new and unique, and that's what was done with Robot Voices.
Right.
So he interpolated, I guess, this song.
Yeah.
It's not a sample. It is not a cover. It is an original song that he took pieces from a different song to make his own. And
I'll add a fourth category in there. It's not outright plagiarism like multiple Dua Lipa songs, like Ice Ice Baby is Under Pressure. Like it's not that type of thing either. He specifically came out and said, I am using Blanket Approval's song. I talked to them.
Yes, they helped me. We wrote it together.
Correct.
Like it is okay. He's not plagiarizing and stealing.
This is not something that's done very often.
No.
Much like all of their catalog. So I think it's just new to people.
This is just new. And I think some people are feeling some type of way about it because like, oh, Tyler didn't write this. Is not his. It's fine. I don't know how true this is. I probably should have researched before this comes out of my mouth, but somebody said he didn't even write Routines in the Night. Like at all?
Maybe. Who knows?
That he and Paul Meany just like mixed the music, but somebody else wrote the entire song?
Other bands do this. Listen, I don't think Sabrina Carpenter, I hate to keep harping on her. I don't think she's written any of her songs.
No.
Benson Boone, not a songwriter, just a performer. So
I don't know about that.
In Sync, not songwriters, performers. So like this is a thing.
It is.
Okay.
But I think people are feeling upset because Tyler is not that way. Tyler is this is my music and I write it and I do it.
You're right. And for 300 tracks in his Adidas track jacket, he did not do that. For 301, he did.
Yes.
Big deal.
All right. So the original song is called My Soft Spots, My Robots. And again, it's by Blanket Approval. Listening to it, I can hear a lot of the similarities, but I actually feel like the song has been taken in a completely different direction with Tyler's rewrites. So their song, yes, it's got similarities in the melodies, but the content and words are very different.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I have a comment. Can I say?
Yes.
And I'll say this very carefully because I like Blanket Approval. I think that they're good.
Yeah,
they're very good indie artists. But the way I see it is Tyler's version is much more concise and there's no other way to say this. I'm sorry, Blanket Approval. Like seasoned professional sounding.
Yeah, no, I think they understand that.
Theirs is a little bit
they're young,
like Tyler
they're just
said,
learning.
the bridge he made into the chorus because he thought it sounded better. So I think that there's 20 years of experience versus however many they have.
But it's still a very good song.
100%. It's got great meaning behind it, which you'll get into. And but I think that's what you see here is there's just a polished, refined version, which is Tyler's version, and then that one.
Yeah. I mean, there's professional mixing going on with robot voices and stuff like that. So I'm not going to go lyric by lyric here because this isn't a blanket approval podcast, though I do think that their lyrics are pretty cool. The lyrics that he repurposes are the bridge, and it changes the last line from, and now I think this could really be something. That's what their actual last line says. So he does change that. Their original lyrics are, I just want to dance and smile and stay a while letting you know that you make me feel like I deserve someone like you. So that's their original lyric. And as we know, those are changed.
There's one more that's changed too. I don't know if you get to it later.
I don't know. What?
It says warming in their version, and Tyler just said warm.
Yes. Yeah, I do get to that because it rhymes with the next word in their their chorus. All right, so the drummer's name is Joey Haddon. She was the one who wrote the song. She has some really great videos on their TikTok page, which is at Blanket Approval Music. But she kind of explains that the soft spots are her insecurities that are shaped by experiences and things in her past. And the robots are the things that help to calm those anxieties down and keep her focused on the present so that she can make decisions based on what's happening in the present rather than letting all of those mistakes and things in the past dictate her choices. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's really profound.
Yeah.
It's they're a pretty young band.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want
young people to think like that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to come across as like their version's unprofessional. That's not what No. Hopefully that translated well because it's genius what they did.
I think people understand.
Yeah, okay. I hope so.
So then she goes on to share that literally while she was writing the song, she was wearing underwear with robots on them.
Hey, whatever it takes, man.
You know what? Sometimes that's just the idea that you need, right?
Yeah.
She also explains that the line, I wasn't looking for love this year, was a line that she actually was really insecure about at first because she felt like it wasn't a very mature lyric, but the song is supposed to be about the beginning of falling in love, and that can feel really childlike, in the best way, she says.
Yeah, I saw a thing where she used the term sophomoric, which, our son's a sophomore and has a girlfriend, and the things they do is very
puppy love, and it's cute.
But that's the beginnings that we all kind of, as old people, yearn for those times.
Yeah,
wish they'd come back in a way.
It's fun and scary, but in such a great way.
Yeah.
So looking at the lyrics, I would have gotten that without any help from her whatsoever. It's absolutely about that funny feeling when you first meet someone and you're kind of like, I really like you, but you're going to find out that maybe I'm not so great. But for now, I'm just going to keep dancing, as they say, in the moment and enjoy it. Well,
listen, when I first heard this at the listening party, I think I was not 100% in Jenna song camp, but I was like, it made me think. And it's because of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that...
But I'm going to get into this. That's not what Tyler's version is about at all.
No, 100%. And I agree now that I've listened to it more.
Yeah.
But when I first heard it, I was like, oh, the word love is in there.
I think
I put together that's like you said, I didn't need their help to understand what this was sort of meant.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm like, oh, it must be about this.
Yeah. And I think that's what's tripping everybody up is the word love, isn't it? So
exactly.
it must be Jenna. Yeah. But I think we pointed out last week, there are so many different kinds of love.
Yeah.
There's love for your friends as well. You can love so many different things. I love pizza. I love, you know what I'm saying?
There's love as it pertains to these guys, there's love for the process of creating.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So just because the word love is in it doesn't mean it's only romantic love.
Right.
All right. So I want to get into Tyler's perspective on robot voices here. And again, this is what I believe the perspective is. Tyler could, call us up tomorrow and be like, no, you totally got that wrong.
Well, he does listen.
Sure.
So,
maybe I did. But this is what I believe as I hear this song and I look through the lyrics. So despite what everyone seems to be trying to make happen, I truly don't believe this song is about Jenna. I think the song, in the way that Tyler wrote it, is supposed to be about being vulnerable in new situations, specifically about growing up and becoming an adult and actually finding acceptance in other people. So just like in my soft spots, Tyler is vulnerable and nervous about putting himself out there and experiencing something new. And this could be in actual life or even in music in general. you know, like we talk about with the Craving music video, how it's for, you know, putting out a new song. It could be that too.
Yeah.
And hoping that everybody accepts it and likes it.
It's everything he's about in center mass, making himself small. He's very nervous about the outside.
Being accepted. Yeah, exactly. So the first verse talks about the things in his room, and I put that in quotes, and the fact that it's the only advice he takes, or that the inside jokes are landing.
Talking to yourself. That's what I got from that.
But this to me represents that comfort part of life that you've always, like the life you've always lived so far, like the things you have always had in your life. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So maybe it's like it's your own bedroom that you grew up in and now you're moving away and starting your own life. Or it's the friends you always had that have those inside jokes for years and years.
Yeah.
That like, oh, you guys are the only ones that know it kind of a thing. But now everyone's getting older, moving on to their own lives. And it's kind of scary. Like you don't have them there anymore. Or maybe he means his music style that we've all come to know as 21 Pilots. Like, you know, you can hear a song and be like, oh, that's totally 21 Pilots. That's 100% Tyler Joseph's voice, right? And maybe he's wanting to try something new, like a new sound, or, you know, like look what happened with Scaled and Icy.
Yeah.
It was completely new sound. It wasn't what we were expecting from them. And it was mixed reviews. So it could be this, you know, this idea of wanting to try new things and just not so sure if I want to step out there again.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
I'm laughing because it just occurred to me when you said that. I wonder if like Scale and Icy got the mixed reviews and him and the team were like, whoa, wait a minute. That was Dima. That was Blurry Face.
Hey, I've got a great idea.
Yeah. Let's blame it on them. They forced me to do it. I don't know.
All right. The chorus says, I just want to dance and style and stay a while. The lines on the floor. I think the lines are kind of representing like a prison. And like, stay with me for a minute. I don't mean in a punishment sense, but in a not being able to leave kind of sense. And not like a stuck. You know what I mean?
Not being able to leave because someone's telling you can't, but because that's where you feel safe and you don't want to leave.
Right.
Maybe. Or you're afraid to leave.
Right. So I just got that imagery of like peeking out of your blinds, you know, like kind of putting your fingers between them and like peeking out, you know, and just kind of seeing the outside world, but not really sure that you want to leave the comfort of where you are just yet. So
yeah, 100%.
He was specific to talk about the lines on the floor. And it just, when I see the lines on the floor, I think of bars and you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think
just kind of,
we said this early on when we first got the track list and went through that. I think if you look at the whole concept of this album, there's a lot of things that speak to that. I'm kind of afraid to venture out.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to leave behind the storyline. All that stuff.
Yeah.
I think is coming to play here.
All right. So let's take a look at that. I wasn't looking for love line now. I don't think he means literal love. I think he took the line that was already there because it was a good line. But what I think he really means is change and then ultimately acceptance from people. So he says that the robot, the things that comfort him in his room, told him not to fear. So he stepped out of this comfort zone and ultimately it paid off for him. He found that acceptance, that reassurance in the new people and experiences, or even in the acceptance that the fans have of this new sound and direction he wants to go. So like all the things in his room that he finds comforting told him, it's going to be okay. Like, look at all this stuff you've already done. That's so great. You're going to be fine. And he's like, I wasn't looking to find all this new acceptance, but I tried anyway. And it ended up being great.
Yeah, and the robots, which is the stuff in his room, told him it was going to be okay.
Yeah.
Because it's happened before.
So the second verse is what gives me the idea that this is about growing up, like going out on your own kind of a thing. He says the half-drawn blinds. He's saying that he's not completely opposed to the idea, but still wants to stay in the comfort until he decides his, you know, it's his turn to go. So you're looking at, it's that like, is the glass half full or half empty thing? I feel like that's what we're saying here with the blinds are half drawn. I'm not going to pull them all the way up because I'm not quite ready yet, but I'm not opposed to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
His metal friend, his robot is flashing in time. I actually think that I might have gotten my prediction a little bit right here. I don't know if you remember when we first did these predictions, I thought of like a clock and the blinds passing the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know me. I misheard the lyric and thought it was flashing the time. So I thought it was actually a clock.
Right.
You know,
I think we kind of both had that idea, but I think this is marking the passage of time as we're growing and getting older. And then it talks about the power strips, like the daisy chain power strips, right? I think those are experiences that have built on each other that now generate our current experiences. Like all the power strips draw from each other to make that energy enough to power whatever it is we're trying to power, right? So just like our experiences shape who we are, those power strips are powering that energy for his room.
Yeah, but he says that they create a newfound loneliness.
Yeah, I'm going to get there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So he says he's waiting for the changes everyone sees. So everyone's told him, people, oh, you're getting so big. Oh, you're growing up, right? He's waiting for all of that to come around, if that makes sense. So everyone's telling him he's changing, but he doesn't feel it. And that's what that, like all these experiences are showing him things are changing, but he still feels kind of lonely because he's not seeing it.
You know what I'm picturing in my mind right now is, on a movie when they show like the time lapse of the sun setting and then coming back up. That's what I'm seeing in his room. The light coming in.
Yeah.
And then that goes away like another passage of a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
I feel like this could also be like a nod to their popularity in the music industry growing as well. I think when he says feeling so fancy, it's like that, that confidence build that you have that you need sometimes in order to like take that first leap. That like, okay, pump myself up. You're bouncing around here. You're clapping. I'm going to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's that confidence build that you get. And maybe it's a new outfit or a pep talk or whatever it is that makes you feel good enough to get ready to go.
Yeah.
And I think it's also a perfect spot because the song builds right there. You know what I mean? So it's like that little push of pep that you need to like really get going. That makes sense?
It does.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Now I'm going to talk about what the song means to me.
You always check for understanding. That's the teacher in you, but also like, how can it not make sense? You're such a good storyteller. You nail this every time. It makes sense.
I know, but if I don't get like the feedback, I'm like, wait, hello?
I just want you to know that I read the comments. You make sense. You're good.
All right. So this is what it means to me. To me, the song is about our dependence on technology, whether it's social media or our phones or whatever, television. Like for me, I have to have, if like no one's home, I got to put the TV on or something to like help me not feel so alone. So we're much more comfortable talking and meeting people behind a screen. They can keep us company from loneliness and make it more difficult to want to be in the outside world. When everything you need is at your fingertips, why would you want to interact with the world that isn't so straightforward and doesn't do exactly what you want every time? Your phone, well, you push a button and it does what you want it to do. But when you go out in the world, you can't do that. You don't know what's going to happen. It's not so straightforward. You know what I mean? So I can talk to people all day on the computer, but when it comes to possibly meeting them in real life, it's like super terrifying. So like all my groups were like, oh, let's all meet up at the, in the fan line. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. Whereas I'm talking to them all day, like having great conversations.
Yeah.
But I'm like so nervous to like actually meet people in real life.
And the COVID era really just accentuated that. It made it like so much worse.
Yeah. So this song to me is about doing that and stepping out of your comfort zone, not relying on technology so much and finally being a part of the real world. Like leaving the comfort of that room where all those robots and technology make you feel good and being a little bit scary, but going out there and doing it and being accepted eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it.
I like that. I was thinking while you were going through that last part that I feel like, especially with that interview today as we record this with KROQ, I feel like people are starting to come around in the general public, and maybe it's because the fan base is getting older and is more educated and mature or whatever, but I feel like people are starting to recognize the genius now. Like Stressed Out was a bop, I guess, and people didn't really get the deeper meaning into it, but I think everything's coming full circle now. The songs on Breach that are getting recognized and went #1 are very technical and extremely smart writing, and you don't have to be into the lore and the whole storyline. You don't have to put the tape on your jacket to get into it. But I think they're starting to transition into that older band where people are like, this is really good. Like there's some genuine talent songwriting here. There's some incredible production.
Yeah.
Like Josh is a hell of a drummer. Like I think they're having their moment right now. It's like a rebirth.
Yeah.
And I think it's perfect for
I'm here for it.
I think it's perfect for what we've been saying, like what their potential new direction is. It's like they're born again.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Very
I'm just so
good.
happy for them.
Yeah, me too.
It's great timing to start a podcast, even though they're potentially going on a break or whatever. But like,
Well, the people will need us because they'll be sad without them. So
well, and like you said today, they're giddy and they're happy and they're just in a good place.
Yeah.
I think that spurs some incredible creativity. Like Tyler said it very clear in the interview, which we didn't cover, that you can't stop them from writing songs. This is what they do.
This is what they love.
And they love it and they're going to keep doing it. So
Yep.
yeah, that was good. Really good.
Good show.
Excellent episode as usual. And yeah,
Yeah.
man, you always leave me with like these things to ponder, and
Well, good. That's
I'm
what
going to listen to
do.
that song like so much differently now. So, well, thanks everyone for listening, and thank you for being so kind to us, even though you didn't know you were doing that
I know.
at the shows. If you're a listener and you think you figured out who we were, drop us a note in the comments. And maybe if you have a picture or a video and we're in the background of it, send that and say, is this you? Because I have a feeling based on the little Easter eggs we've dropped. And if you still don't know, we might have been standing right behind you. We might have helped you. We might have handed you water in the pit. Who knows?
We might have.
And if you're going to LA night 2, we will see you there.
Yep.
Everyone else that's going to a show between now and then, enjoy. And we are Clique Bait, and so are you.
Stay alive, friends.
Show.